there is a place at the bottom of our world, a continent larger than Europe, shrouded in a perpetual winter. We call it Antarctica. It is a land of extremes, crushing ice, howling winds. Since the signing of the Antarctic Treaty in 1959, this vast wilderness was set aside as a continent for science and for peace. It belongs to no single nation, yet it is governed by a council of the powerful. But what if that promise was a veil? What if the treaty, designed to promote transparency, was instead the perfect tool for secrecy? The continent was effectively locked away, its access controlled by a select few. No military bases are allowed, no territorial claims can be made. To go there, you need permission. You need resources, immense resources. You need to be part of an official expedition sanctioned by a treaty nation. The common person cannot simply decide to explore Antarctica. Imagine a landmass so vast, yet so empty of people. It is the perfect place to hide something. Not just from prying eyes, but from history itself. The very ice that covers 98% of its surface acts as a vault, preserving whatever lies beneath. The treaty, while promoting scientific discovery, also limits what discovery can be pursued and who gets to know about it. It is a history of carefully managed information. It is a history of questions that echo across the ice unanswered. The continent remains a stark white void on our maps, but in the corridors of power, it may be the most important place on the planet. Long before the billionaires arrived in their private jets, Antarctica was a stage for peculiar events. The stories are whispered, often dismissed as fringe theories, yet they persist. Consider men like Admiral Richard E. Byrd. His later mission, Operation High Jump in 1946, was different. It was a massive military undertaking. An aircraft carrier, 13 ships, nearly 5,000 men. The official story was scientific research and training, but the mission ended abruptly with reports of heavy casualties. What did they encounter? The whispers from that time speak of more than just bad weather. Admiral Byrd himself is quoted speaking of a new enemy that could fly from pole to pole at incredible speeds. Was this a cryptic warning, or the rambling of a man pushed to his limit? The official records are sealed or sanitized. The event faded from public memory. Why send a naval fleet to the desolate ice? And what could force such a powerful force into hasty retreat? The silence from the governments involved is as deep and cold as the Antarctic ice itself. Then there are the flights, secret overflights by superpowers during the Cold War. Unexplained magnetic anomalies, strong enough to disrupt compasses and electronics, were recorded in areas like Wilkes Land. These anomalies suggest a massive metallic object or a unique geological formation buried beneath the ice. A feature so significant that the world's superpowers were willing to risk clandestine operations. Antarctica became a place where official stories were thin and unexplained activities were common. Military exercises disguised as science. Clandestine flights that never officially happened. Each event, taken alone, can be explained away, but together they paint a darker picture, an interest that goes far beyond penguins and ice core samples. It suggests someone has known Antarctica is not what it seems, and has been guarding a secret. They have been guarding a secret, waiting for the right time to act. Antarctica is not just remote, it is actively hostile to human life. This inherent difficulty is the first and most effective barrier to entry. Crossing the Drake Passage, the most treacherous sea voyage on the planet, waves can reach heights of over 40 feet. The winds are relentless. For those who cannot afford ice-strengthened vessels or long-range aircraft, the continent is simply unreachable. Only the well-funded and the well-prepared can set foot on its shores. Beyond the journey, there is the environment itself, the coldest, driest, highest continent on Earth. Temperatures can plummet to unimaginable lows, capable of freezing exposed flesh in seconds. Katabatic winds pour down the plateau, creating whiteouts that disorient even the experienced. Survival requires specialized equipment, extensive training, and a constant supply line. Any mistake can be fatal. Independent exploration is virtually impossible. You are utterly dependent on the technology and resources you bring with you. Then we have the man-made barriers, the Antarctic Treaty System, a complex web of regulations. Every activity must be planned and approved, often years in advance. Environmental impact assessments and permits are required. Nations have a vested interest in controlling who goes there and what they do. This bureaucracy, while ostensibly for protection, acts as a powerful filter. It ensures only state-sponsored science and heavily regulated tourism can operate. Independent explorers find themselves mired in legal and logistical nightmares. This combination of natural and political barriers creates a unique zone of control. The very harshness of the continent becomes a tool for secrecy. The logistical challenges that deter the public are easily overcome by those with immense wealth or state backing. They can build private ice runways, they can charter specialized aircraft, they can operate in remote regions. The fortress that keeps us out is the thing that allows the powerful to operate within, unobserved and unaccountable. A hidden world within a forbidden continent. In recent years, a new type of visitor has been drawn to the frozen south. They arrive in private jets, not scientists or government officials. They are the new royalty, tech billionaires, titans of industry. Reports and social posts confirm a steady stream heading to Antarctica. They arrive far from the public and press on exclusive blue ice runways. Official reasons are vague. Tourism, adventure, witnessing climate change. But do these explanations hold water? Their time is measured in millions of dollars per hour. They are strategic thinkers, global planners, looking decades ahead. When the elite gather, deals are made and agendas are set. So what happens when they meet in the most remote, secretive place on Earth? What conversations happen on the ice, away from listening ears? The pattern is too consistent. Secrecy is intense. Antarctica requires massive logistics, hard to hide. Yet details are scarce, flight plans are private and redacted. Purpose is often framed as environmental philanthropy, but the same people invest in space exploration, artificial intelligence, biotechnology. They focus on the future, disruption, securing advantage. Their interest may not be what Antarctica is now, but what it represents later. A strategic asset of unimaginable value, an asset the world doesn't know is in play. So much wealth and power converging in isolation should be headline news. Instead, it is a curiosity. But it could be one of the biggest clues to hidden agendas shaping the 21st century. Section 5. The hunt for what lies beneath. If the billionaires are not just sightseeing, then what are they looking for? The possibilities are as vast and as buried as the continent itself. Beneath the ice, geologists believe there are massive deposits of oil, natural gas, coal, platinum, uranium. The Antarctic Treaty currently forbids mineral and oil exploration, but the treaty is not permanent. It is subject to review, and in a world of dwindling resources, pressure to open the continent will grow. Securing early, secret knowledge would be the ultimate insider trade, a multi-trillion-dollar advantage waiting for the day the treaty changes or collapses. An advantage that could reshape markets. But perhaps they search for something far more extraordinary. Ruins. Legends speak of a lost, pre-ice civilization when Antarctica was temperate. Think Atlantis on a polar scale. Often dismissed as fantasy. Yet evidence has surfaced that merits attention. In 2016, ice-penetrating radar revealed ghostly outlines of what some interpreted as man-made structures. CGI images showed geometric outlines. A series of pyramids buried kilometers beneath the ice. The discovery was reported briefly, then fell silent. Could the elite be investigating evidence of an advanced ancient civilization, hoping to find its knowledge or technology? A discovery of this magnitude would not just rewrite history. It would change the foundations of our society. And then there's the most provocative theory of all. Advanced technology or artifacts not of this world. Section 6. The climate anomaly. The public narrative. Climate change. We are told the continent is the canary in the coal mine for our planet. The melting ice sheets and collapsing glaciers are a powerful, compelling story. Climate funding builds advanced research facilities, and it justifies increased activity under the banner of saving the planet. Who would question a mission studying global warming? The climate narrative becomes perfect camouflage. But what if the climate isn't the only thing changing? The melting ice reveals land unseen for millions of years. As ice recedes, the race to claim newly exposed areas begins. High-resolution polar data is controlled by a few nations and institutions. Access is strategic. Could granular data reveal anomalous heat sources, indicating subterranean activity or buried objects? Climate philanthropy funds research. while private investment funds tech to exploit what is revealed. The same actors fund both ends of the equation, research and the means to act on discoveries. They position themselves to manage the crisis, and thereby control what comes next. It may be the most sophisticated long game, climate as a convenient truth, and secrecy as the deeper strategy. They build facilities, gather data, and wait for the ice to give up what they seek, quietly, methodically. Section 7. Antarctica's Gambit, the future of global power. The future may not be shaped in Washington, Brussels, or Beijing. It may be decided on the ice. The continent is a geopolitical chessboard, and a new game has begun. Nations and actors are placing pieces, expanding bases and building footholds. States like China are rapidly expanding. But non-state actors, billionaires and private consortia are changing the rules. They operate with the speed and resources of nations, unconstrained by diplomatic tempo. Power is moving away from nation-states and toward a networked oligarchy of wealth and tech. Control of data, energy, and technology becomes the new currency of influence. Imagine a private consortium controlling a revolutionary energy source discovered beneath the ice. They would hold the global economy in their hands. Or imagine they uncover ancient knowledge and monopolize it. They would control the narrative of human history and its technological trajectory. This is the ultimate power play. Control beyond nations, beyond economies. Antarctica could become the central server for a new world order, controlled by a handful who got there first. They can form alliances, fund private expeditions, and pursue agendas independent of national interests. As power consolidates, the nature of global governance may shift silently under the guise of science. Section 8. The final question. What will emerge from the ice? For generations, Antarctica was a symbol of the unknown, a blank space on our maps. We filled that space with stories of heroic explorers and dedicated scientists. But evidence now suggests a different story. The blank space is being filled in. Satellite imagery and construction on polar ice hint at activity out of sight from the public. A secret is being uncovered. A plan is being executed. Will discoveries be shared for the benefit of all humanity, or hoarded by a self-appointed elite? The history of power suggests a sobering answer. Great discoveries are often weaponized and monetized. A technology that could solve climate change or end poverty could also be used to dominate. The fate of Antarctica mirrors the deepest questions about our future. Transparency versus secrecy. Will we be governed by open science and shared purpose, or by secret agendas and the ambitions of the few? The billionaires on the ice are exploring the limits of their power. They are betting they can control the discovery and the story that follows. By the time the rest of us understand, it may be too late to change the outcome. The game will already be over. We see private jets on blue ice runways. We hear whispers of strange findings and secret meetings. The final question is not just what the billionaires are hiding in Antarctica. The final question is, what kind of world will emerge when the ice finally gives up its secrets? Will we have any say in that world at all? The answer is coming. It is rising slowly, silently, from the bottom of the world.